Matt is so lucky that he has her, and I will say credit to him for not hurting her chances in this competition. I think the three of us can agree that we want to see her win, right? I mean,
I don't care really, to be honest.
Correct answer. Hi, hello, and welcome to another brand spanking new episode of another Bachelor podcast. My name's Dylan. I'm saddled up next to my buddy, real Nicholas Davis.
What's going on, everybody?
Whoa.
I'm sorry.
What's going on?
The show.
Source materials is so inspiring.
I believe it's doing I love you guys and I want to sing.
The five on the shelves now. Pat.
Nick,
Yeah.
I was going to say, Nick has a decent voice.
No, he doesn't.
Oh.
No, he doesn't. In fact, before you came in here, I was singing Shallows, and I was doing a pretty good job. And then he started. It wasn't saying he was yelling over it. Completely threw me off. I couldn't sing anymore. Pat, the producer of the podcast, over there behind me.
Hi, everybody. How are you?
I am so jacked up, as is Nick. How are you doing?
I'm pretty good.
Do you have any PSAs before we get into week 5
Yes.
of the Bachelor Presents Colon Listen to Your Heart?
Dylan, I'm glad you asked. Okay, last week, I think it was the last episode, I said, hey, we need 100 more Patreon people here because I'm not standing for this anymore. I'm not doing this unless I'm making money.
Yeah, that's right. There's a super long plug for Patreon.
Correct. I'll keep it briefer this time.
Okay.
And one thing that I was telling my wife about it, and then how you guys were making fun of me when I was doing it. And she said, well, you know what? If you're going to ask for money, you got to offer ways that people can, get the money.
We the Fight of the Phoenix where you can pay $15,000 and we'll fuck each other on camera.
50. Right.
We'll fuck each other on
But
camera.
this is about Patreon, okay? This is about being realistic about our goals here, okay? So anyway, I was thinking, how can you come up with $5, because we're living in hard times, right? So I was thinking, why don't every week I just offer a good way to scrape up $5 so then you can pay us to do the show?
Do you mean crimes?
No, I don't.
Well, I don't quite believe you, so let's see where you're going.
All right, well, let's test this one. Okay. So this is Pat's advice on how to scrape up $5. Go to your local grocery store, or I don't know, what do you call a Rite Aid or a Walmart?
Pharmacy.
Something like that. Okay. Go there. Go down the men's aisle, like the hair care area. Go
Love that
dig
aisle.
in the Just for Men beard and mustache dye. Okay. There's these little tiny boxes. Put your fingers in there. Put your fingers in there. Scrape out. There's 2 tubes in there. They're very, very small. Grab those 2 tubes out of there. Put them in your pocket. Yeah. Then put the sticker back over the box and seal it. Now, hold on, Dylan.
You said it was going to be brief, right?
Yeah. Then you walk out of the store.
I'm enthralled. I don't care. Go as long as you want.
You walk out of the store with it.
Yeah.
Okay. Those things are like $11. Okay. Then you email me and I'll pay you $5 for them.
Okay.
And I know what you're thinking, Dylan.
Yeah.
That's stealing.
No. I was thinking, what marketplace are you going to sell these into to recoup the $5 coupons?
No, I need the dye.
I was literally thinking, what? I didn't.
You don't need that much.
I'll listen
No, I
back
do.
later. I'm not going to hold us up.
But yeah, the initial worry was that it was a crime, and it is a crime.
No, it's not, because you sealed the box up. Some other customers going to unknowingly purchase that box.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, so someone bought it. The grocery store got their money. The person that took the tubes and sold to me got the $5, and then we get the $5 once they give the $5 back to us.
It's almost like it's flawless. It's flawless logic. Do you have anything to add before we get into the show?
The whole economic principle of no such thing as a free lunch. Think of your fellow man. They go home, they're depressed, they're gray bearded, and they're going to end up with nothing.
Are they a listener to this podcast? Fuck them. Right? Okay, so it is a week 5, baby. We're 5 on the shallows now. Okay, so let's get into, do you want to get to fire tweet or do you want to get to general thoughts?
I want to get to general thoughts, but I did have one more thing to add about the whole
Please
thing
don't
we
point
did
at me.
before.
Yep.
I said...
Uh-oh.
I lost it, and I don't know the words,
It's
but
not bad.
I'm good. Thanks.
No, it's not good.
When I hear it later... You guys are going to hear me, and you're going to call your parents. We got to get into the
show. So let's get to general thoughts. That's where we break down our thoughts about the episode in general terms. Pat, why don't you go first?
No, why don't you go first, Dylan?
Can I go first? I shouldn't go first. I have cat mouth. I need to take a drink of
I'll
water.
go first.
Yeah, go first.
I'll go first. I love this episode. I love this show, and I love this episode. I don't know if morbidity is the right word, but there's a lot of like really cringeworthy stuff that happens tonight. Mainly Chris and Bree's date, which I'm just so unbelievably excited to get to. But also just a memory lane of stuff. I mean, Meet Virginia and Drops of Jupiter and Ashley and Ryan Cabrera. I mean, I was just swimming in happy memories and laughing at people watching this show. I loved it. 91 knots.
91 knots.
Yeah. Pat, go.
All right. I'll keep my remarks brief. I think it's time to go around the back of the barn and
That was a big round.
had to put her down.
That was a huge round. It sounded like a 10-gauge slug.
Put her down. It's time.
Yeah.
That's it.
So you don't like the show?
No, 10 knots.
Okay.
Shocking.
Yeah. I mean, wrong. Like just wrong. There's no subjectivity here. That's not right. Very angry.
Yeah, I'm very surprised, but you can say what you want. I just want to say very quickly, Pat, since I have this pulled up, if throughout the episode you would like to shoot anything else, just give me a point, and I think it will add a new layer to what we do.
Thanks, Nick.
My general thoughts?
Yeah, talk about production value. And I think that you should find a do side effect because the round is way too intense. Such a big round. Nick.
I mean, you don't want
The
to...
fucking sawed-off shot, it's just too... It sounds like an atomic bomb.
God forbid it's not big enough. You shoot Listen to Your Heart. It's still alive. Just fucking...
It's true.
Still
Trickle it
bouncing
out.
around
It's
there.
true, yeah. You want to
Then
make
you feel
sure.
bad.
Nick?
Webster's Dictionary
Okay.
defines snark as snide and sharply critical comments.
How does it define snide?
That's incredible you asked, Dylan, because I was going to say, to give a little bit more context, Webster's Dictionary defines snide as derogatory or mocking in an indirect way.
It's unbelievable, and I want everybody to know that was not a bit. That was not a bit at all. I genuinely wanted to throw him off and see if he could come up with a definition of snide, and he had already planned for that.
With that established,
Yeah.
I think it's indisputable that our snark, in regards to our subject matter, is what makes us great. And I don't use that word lightly.
Okay. Are you okay? You're breathing kind of heavy right now.
Because I'm doing really well, and I don't want to mess it
You
up.
nervous about the reading?
But I'm also thinking about how now we have cameras and people see I have notes.
Yeah.
Despite this fact,
Don't get in your head.
my enjoyment of week 5 of the Bachelor Presents Colon Listen to Your Heart truly was derived from these incredibly moving performances.
Yeah.
Once again, it inspired me to call my family. I found myself on the phone with my grandma sobbing. She was like, Nick, what is it? Did Chris and Bree perform again? I was like, no, Matt and Rudy sang Shaggy's.
Yeah.
It wasn't me.
Wow, that was quite a curveball.
But then later, the other song, which they also did beautifully.
Okay.
And I was like,
Just take a breath.
but it doesn't matter, Grandma. I love you.
Oh.
The point is, I want to be cynical, but today we saw true talent on display.
I know.
And Mickey Mouse, as always, achieved his goal because last night, a star, nay, stars were born.
Whoa.
72 knots.
Wow.
Oh, the 72 knots really makes me angry. Yeah, we'll get there, but I got goosies. I got plenty of goosies.
I also knew you were going to take umbrage with that 72 knots.
Really?
Even though it's been a bit I've been doing. I was thinking I should retire it because I made fun of Pat for spitting on the scale. And
Now you're doing it. We'll workshop it, but we are
91 knots.
We're like T and Tamara right now. We are on the same page. But anyways,
Guys, watts.
what?
It's watts.
Oh,
Fuck.
91 knots.
10
watts.
knots. 10 watts.
I think we just have to do it for the finale. There's no, we can't go back.
Fair enough.
Mea culpa. So, the stakes are ratcheting right the fuck up, and people are falling in love. I think we're at about the 10 or 11 day mark, so that makes a lot of sense. We're edging closer to the climax of our story, which does include the male winner killing himself. So everybody look out for that. It's going to be very, very tragic. They haven't talked about that, but they've alluded to it. So it's down to 4 couples. Pat, who do we have?
All right, we got Chris and Bree. Notice I just said Chris and Bree.
Yep.
Matt and Rudy, Mama and her son, and Jamie and Trevor.
Okay, so Shitface walks in and tells the gang, if you do not begin sucking... No, I'm kidding. No, he weirdly begins like earnestly inquiring about the L-bomb that was detonated by regular old Chris and the witch. Now, the word earnestly is important, and it presents an interesting little paradox here, because while he is so sincere about this question, there's no humanly way he could be that sincere, which kind of brought me past the tipping point. I am so disgusted by Chris Harrison. This sad existence, feigning concern for these people he's known for like 12. Like, what is this fucking life? It just makes me nauseous when he's sincerely inquiring about their love. It's the worst part of this show.
He won't even remember He won't even remember these people's names next year. He'll walk by him at a restaurant and they'll go, Chris. Oh yeah. Good seeing you. And then his date is, younger date that's probably 22. She'll go, who is that? He'll go, I don't know. Happens all the time.
Yeah, he stews in this dishonesty, and I'm not a religious man, but I think he's going to be burning in eternal hellfire for the emotional crimes he's committed. But anyway, so Chris moves on.
I would like to introduce Chris to Pascal's wager. He needs to clean up his act, because like you said, you don't believe in it, but this man's going to hell.
Yeah, exactly.
For all intents and purposes.
Just tweak the show a little bit. I'll get into the love a little bit later, but it's the worst part of the show. Nobody gives a fuck about it. So Chris moves on with some huge news. They're going to be continuing to go on dates and playing music together, but in Las Vegas. Now, the three of us have been to Las Vegas together. It's a land of sin and Asian men gambling away their child's, college funds. Also smoking off-brand cigs right next to you.
I always find the whole thing with some old bag sitting at a machine. She hasn't gotten up from that chair in 10 hours. She just keeps pulling that lever like some sad, I don't know. Like
dude, this sorry to interrupt you, but it just so vivid, stings in my mind. But I was playing the slots, which no one should do. Just don't.
Yeah.
And I cashed out like a 10-cent coupon thing or whatever. And I went to the ATM. I think I forgot my cigarette at the slot. I came back in like 30 seconds. This old woman was, I could see her. It was like a fucking Nat Geo show. It was a sad Nat Geo show. I was looking at her. She was just eyeing that piece of paper. And then she slowly just reached her hand over and took it.
I would like to reiterate.
It's not that sad. I guess it's like nobody's. See, it's like a golf ball in the golf. If nobody's around, you might as well take it. But I mean, Jesus Christ, it's a dime, you old bitch.
She's the type of lady. She's like one of those squatters who is like, oh, like someone's been at a machine for a while.
That's right.
If they get up, I'm gonna sit down. Mm-hmm. Hey, you old bitch. Statistics. That doesn't mean shit.
Pretty wild that they all walk outside and each couple has got their own tour bus. Mickey's finally forking over those fucking dollars, isn't he? Hey,
Dylan, being in the music industry in the late 90s and early 2000s, I can give some insights on these tour buses.
Yeah,
if you'd
sure.
Like. To rent one of these puppies to go on tour for about 6 months, it's $250,000, and it comes with a driver, sometimes two. That's all included. So the drivers roll with that. Very expensive.
Yeah.
You don't own the things. You just rent them. So imagine these things are, God, you get your investment back after a year owning one of these.
$250,000 a year?
No, for like 6 months, like an average, like their seasons of tours. Yeah.
Ugh.
Do you get like miles on there? Because that
you have to pay for gas.
That math.
You got to pay for gas.
You got to pay for gas. Wow, that math just isn't working out for me. I mean, you can't tell me a $250 doesn't buy a down payment for one of those things.
Are you? Is it premium or
premium? Mm-hmm.
Oh my God!
Yeah,
it's a sieve. It's a many-wheeled sieve. Okay, so I thought that this 6 hours on the road was, and I always say 6, and some of my friends who are not as cautious as I am with the road always say no, it's more like 4.
I got there in 7 round trip, no bullshit. I sent you guys screenshots.
But I thought that this would be perfect time to kind of, I don't know, do a little fantasy suite action. I mean, it's an expedited season, so why not on the penultimate episode, you know? But that doesn't really happen. There are varying degrees of flirtation. Do you guys want to get into any of these road trips?
Sure. Let me dig into Matt and Rudy first.
Okay.
Right off the bat, they're on this bus for 10 minutes, and they start reflecting on their ups and downs of their 4-year marriage. Oh, wait, they've been together for 2 weeks.
Right.
It's pretty crazy. Can you imagine reflecting back on the memories from just 8 days ago?
Yeah.
Do you remember when you were in the kitchen and I walked in and you had a bagel and I was like, "Are you gonna put cream cheese on?" You're like, "No."
Yeah.
Was that so cute? That was, what was that? 2 days ago?
Yeah, I thought he looked like he wanted to kill himself. I thought that he looked like he was
You always turn up the toaster too high.
not seeing the laminated floor and the cushions in front of him. I think the only thing he was seeing was the time that he was going to have to spend trapped in this sieve with this girl that he doesn't necessarily, like or not like. It's just, we've known each other for 11 days. That kind of thing. She's very intense.
He might as well be sitting next to a hammer. This woman is a tool for his.
I'll
he's
tell
using
you
it
what.
to get where he wants to go.
We will get to that in a bit.
Maybe more of a moped, I guess would be a better analogy. It's a
Count your lucky fucking stars, Matt, because if you did not have Rudy, you would not be in the season finale. You are a very, very lucky man that she picked you, because she was a star born tonight. I mean, she's always been a star.
Don't get ahead of yourself.
Sorry. So Trevor has a very multi-layered dream. He says that he's always wanted to be a touring musician, but a touring musician with a family. Trevor, you're getting way ahead of yourself. Just give up on all of it.
I'm pretty sure he said that earlier in the season. I had a note about how Trevor is evidently trying to live some. Yep, Listen to Your Heart, episode 3. Trevor said he wanted to be in a traveling.
Are you kidding right now?
I'm not.
You're flying through your Google Drive right now?
Trevor wants to be the Partridge Family. He said he wants to travel and do music. This is not something he made up on the fly. This is a very sincere dream of his.
Very weird. I was paying attention to what he was saying tonight.
Hey, let's talk about Brie and Chris.
Yeah, sure. How did you feel about their sexual chemistry?
I believe they have the passion, or they kissed actually.
Uh-huh.
And to me, it appeared to have the passion of a janitor cleaning a clogged toilet at a Motel 6.
Wow. Very disgusting. Okay.
I'm pretty sure that toilet is way more sexually attracted to that janitor than Chris's debris.
So Trevor sings to Raggedy Ann. I don't mean to call her that, but she's just got a lot of blush all the time, and I can't get it out of my head since she said it. This song should not have been the background music of this montage. I mean, he's just not good enough. He's a B-. He's the kind of guy that, like, if he was at a work karaoke night and he got off stage, like one 40-year-old like HR person would be like, you had a great voice, and everyone else would be like, it's so weird that he like really went for that.
What a vivid picture that I was like, where is he? Oh yeah, that's
right,
eerily similar to what happened with him.
Give up, Trevor, give up. So just sticking with them, they seem like they have a really good time at the rest stop. The two of them. I thought that was actually some memory-making type of stuff. Did you guys see the picture of Chris going around on social media?
No.
Mm-hmm.
He was in the background at that rest stop. Did you see that?
Tapping his foot.
No. He was with a whore. He had his arm wrapped around a whore. Wearing Guy Fieri shades.
Tapping a foot is often a signal for gay sex, Dylan.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is that what that one guy got arrested for, that politician a long time ago?
Oh, that's right. I've done that to people. I didn't know I was just goofing around with people in public restrooms.
I don't know about that.
Okay, so yeah, Matt and Rudy are a little confusing to me because, like I said, he seems suicidal.
Confusing to you. Listen to this clip. This is Matt talking about Rudy.
From the start, I was kind of drawn to you, and then we laugh all the time, and we're both ridiculous, and you're smoking.
Call me crazy, but I think he's putting it on a little here. Am I crazy?
I just think that it's hard for people to ham this bullshit up. I mean, obviously it's not, because there have been so many wonderful characters that have graced the stage, but I don't think that he's doing well with the tell her you love her part of this show, which is I'll say it again, just like producers, stop.
I think people may disagree with me. I think he's like I agree, he's struggling. He's a sincere guy. His problem is he's just incredibly dumb. Matt is a dumb guy.
You think he's dumb?
Oh yeah, I feel like Matt is dumb. He just
all-time dumbass?
No, I wouldn't say all-time dumbass, who is returning on next season of Below Deck Mediterranean. I'm good at stop talking about Below Deck.
Johnny David is back, all-time dumbass.
I'll tell you, though, smart enough to latch his wagon to that golden ticket of his.
Absolutely. That's what she is. She's a star. So, yeah, I mean, he stares out at the mass grave that is the Mojave, and I really think that he's contemplating, like, I want to break up with her, but I can't, because if I do that, I won't win the Bachelor Presents A Star Is Born. What's it called again? So they arrive in Las Vegas at the Nomad. That is everybody but Rudy and Matt. And I don't know if the Nomad is on the Strip, but I will say the one in downtown Los Angeles, I mean, it's just a fantastic hotel. It's a fantastic hotel.
It's a boutique hotel.
So much care and attention is placed on every decorative choice in these buildings. They have Negronis in a bottle. Negronis in a bottle. I mean, that's right up my alley. Also, the most phenomenal pina colada on the rooftop bar you've ever had in your life. So I'll drink all of them.
That's really interesting that the one in LA is so nice.
Oh, it's fantastic.
Because I have some info on the Vegas one.
Do you mean you have a Yelp review?
I do. It's only got 68 reviews.
How long has it been open?
Do you know how long it's been there?
Well, apparently it's a place where Lady Gaga has done a bunch of intimate shows, so I'd say at least 6 months.
Throwaway line of the night. Welcome. The place where Lady Gaga performed some of her most intimate shows. Sorry, Nick.
No, it's okay. That was a ridiculous line, and we needed to address it.
Right.
Mark O. gave it 1 star. He writes, in short, quote unquote, classic king, end quote, room was like a converted storage closet. Smallest room and bathroom I've ever had. 2 people would not fit. Bathroom was ripe with brown stains on the floor outside and inside the shower. Gross. All caps, 2 exclamation points. The smell of the bathroom was equally bad. Upon advising the hotel management and providing pictures of the bathroom, most they would do is provide a food beverage credit. They would not do any more than that. Would never, all caps again, stay at this hotel again. This isn't an allegedly, quote unquote, exclusive, end quote, hotel. Not even close. Monte Carlo in its day was much better because management actually cared. And then he provides a picture of some brown stains. And
let me see.
This is a screenshot, so we can only see that little thumbnail there.
That's some insight. So they took over the old Monte Carlo.
Oh my God, that's disgusting.
Great mining for info there. I didn't catch that. I was like, why is this guy referencing the Monte Carlo?
Well, I'm never staying there.
I think, needless to say, if Mark O could give this place 0 stars, he would.
Yeah, I think he would. I really think he would.
I got just a little insight. The mics, the lights, the tears, the fears for the baby birdies. Why they stayed at this hotel was this hotel so shitty and so not making any money because no one's going there. This hotel allowed them to take over the entire place because everything they did on this show moving forward from here, everything was done there. They used their theater, they used the hallways, they used everything.
Yeah. It's a lot like the partnerships that the off-brand Caribbean islands strike up with The Bachelor, stuff like that.
Right.
So Rudy and Matt are missing. Everybody arrives in Las Vegas, and they've decided to stay at Chris Harrison's rest stop before he heads into town. He just can't wait. He has to clean the pipes out and then go into the city, call his daughter, tell her that he'll be home soon. So they make love.
Now this contradicts everything that the 3 of us had been saying about Matt and Rudy.
I know. That's why I'm confused. My world is turned upside down.
And also, side note, if any of you guys heard the Brandon interview that we did last week, he gave us insight that a few couples wanted to bang at the house, at the mansion, and production said no. And then I got to thinking, I didn't do a follow-up question. Probably shame on me.
It was Chris and Russell.
Right. But Corinne Olympias, also a past guest and friend of the show, she pretty much ruined this for people. So production can't allow you to go in a room and fuck a stranger. They only allow it on the fantasy suites.
Yeah.
These 2 people have only known each other for 10 days.
Yeah.
They can't let them go behind doors. Someone might rape someone.
Corinne did irreparable harm to this franchise.
So as a result, they told these 2 people, you can do whatever you want, but you got to do it at a hotel that you guys are paying for. And that's how we end up at this dump and them fucking at equivalent to a Motel 6.
Yeah, we'll get to the post-credit scene.
Next morning.
Date card gets dropped while Silver Sun Pickups is playing in the background. So it turns out that the date that Bree and Chris are about to embark on is the most depressing date that this show has ever subjected any contestant to ever. Chris and Bree arrive at a haunted wedding chapel and meet a ghost mere moments after they arrive. This woman comes out of nowhere. She scared the shit out of me.
She reminded me of the old witch in The Dream in Princess Bride. She's like, boo, boo. That's all I could see.
So they are going to be singing for a wedding between two AARP card holders with no friends or family in sight. The wedding dress is blue, and again, there is no one but them, Chris, Bree, and a ghost.
Dylan, a little side note. This is why the audience loves me and I'm their favorite, because I'm so detailed. So detailed.
What'd you say?
Well, all right. So there's the wife that was getting married.
Oh, hang on a second. Do you want to just talk about the ego trip that he just went down? He got so distracted and just went on that little ego trip.
You're going to force me to put a poll on all
If I may continue.
Please.
All right, so we got two, as you said, two old farts getting married there. Mm-hmm. The one that looks like Whoopi Goldberg from Ghost, and then the middle-aged, slightly overweight gay man. Did you notice we have an interracial couple in Bree and Chris?
Absolutely,
They forced this upon us that they would be singing for another interracial couple. Thanks a lot, Mickey.
I did notice, like, I was like, what was Mickey's casting process like? And I was wondering, like, is he trying to show us that marriage is a sham? Because no one would see this and feel butterflies. The only thing that you could feel watching this is profound sadness.
I think
right?
I think what was happening with those two people that we saw was this guy had a family, loving wife, and then he had a cocaine problem, and it led him to psychosis.
Right,
and he left his family, going off thinking he was Richard Gere and he was going to do some type of Pretty Woman type scenario, and then he picked up some crack whore, cleaned her up, took her to this chapel.
Okay, I don't like this at all. You're calling a mother of however many crack whore. I don't like it at all. I won't do it.
I feel like it's worse that you assume she was a mother.
So Chris and Bree sing to the newlyweds, the old newlyweds. They do not dance. They do not move. They stare and they wait for Chris and Bree to be done. Now, I think it's a couple things. I think that clearly diabetes is kind of locking his joints up.
Bad hip.
And yeah, she's probably got some other thing that restricts movement. Now,
and also statistically more likely to have diabetes.
Okay, so now post beautiful ceremony, something even more sad happens. That is Chris saying that he wanted his dad to officiate his wedding, but that's not a possibility anymore. Did you guys hear a laughing track after he said that? I was like, Chris, why did you phrase that like that?
Well, then didn't he talk about like getting married to Bree too or something? And I was thinking, hey, Chris, how uncomfortable is it going to be when you go back to Los Angeles and you have to explain to your roommate what you just did?
Okay, well, yeah, go.
There was part of me that was like, The Bachelor has their limits. They were hoping Bree and Chris would just get caught up in the moment and be like, let's do it. But this is actually something they wouldn't push. And then Mickey was just throwing a fit in the control room. He's like, why can't we make them get married? I can do what the fuck I want. But instead they just sat him there. Seriously, Chris had flop sweat in there.
No, I know. It was too sad. If they picked a place that was just a little bit less sad, and I think that one of the producers kind of piped up when Mickey was throwing those monitors around and said, this is your fault. We told you that we should have been in a nicer place. You wanted to save money, so this is on you. And you know what happened then? Such a huge round.
Yes. Just in case. Good job, Mick.
Okay, so Bree, getting back to your getting married thing, Bree says that it's impossible not to think about getting engaged to Chris. I would say that it's impossible. You could maybe calm the fuck down and not be a crazy person. There's that, but to each their own.
I had a theory. All right, so these are very, very fame whore people. And I started to think like, all right, follow me down this rabbit hole, because I don't think this is out of the realm of possibilities here. So Mickey comes over to Bree, right as she's saying this whole marriage thing, and says, hey, witch. Kinda. He goes, game changer. Here's a hatchet.
Do the voice, Pat.
Oh, no, I can't do it. Look, Bree, Take this to the room and finish off this bastard. America will understand. Your talent is here. We love you. And there's an opening spot for T Swift's next tour. But we want to see Chris take his last breath in the next 30.
Don't know what you're talking about.
I'm saying she'll kill him. She'll turn on a dime. She's so hungry to be famous and a famous singer. If Mickey said kill him, she'd do it.
I have to disagree with you just a little bit there, Pat, just because, and I've said it so many times. If you're going to say something like that, just say tinfoil. Let's just say tinfoil. That's all we have to do. Don't presume that this is an actuality. You just slap on the Reynolds, okay? I'm going to slap the Reynolds on, and I'm going to say that she's way too invested in this man to kill him. And I'll tell you why. Getting back a little bit to the death of his father and his 3 a.m. friends, which
speaks for itself.
Touchy subject, but I hope that's a working title. He says that his friend and his dad died on the same day, and just hear me out. I think that Bree's nodding and understanding when he's saying this, and I think that it's because it was in fact her who boiled Outcome in that cauldron of hers and sent those two men into that intersection so that Chris would, many years later, shirk his true sexuality to be with her on the show. She has foresight because she's a witch. What do you think of that? So stupid.
You want some Reynolds?
So mean, so stupid.
I had another conspiracy theory about these. Oh, this wasn't really a conspiracy theory. I think this is actually this could be grounded in some truth. We've all pretty much in agreement. We've almost beat it like a dead horse that we believe Chris might not be into women.
Right.
Yes.
I think we've touched on that.
Yes. Yes.
I thought his explanation of the closeness with his father, who was a religious ordained minister,
right,
might be the reason he's a little hesitant to come out of the closet, because he was so close, never wanted to disappoint his father, and that he died without seeing him have a family. He just wouldn't feel right about it.
He died without disowning him. Is that what you're saying?
And after you said what you said, the 3M friend that Bree the witch,
right,
after brewing something up in the cauldron, killed.
Yeah, a couple slices of hair, a little slug or two.
Should have been the Siegfried to Chris's Roy.
Yeah.
And they should have got a tiger, and they should have been playing in Vegas.
Yeah, I mean, that routine could use a little bit of color. I think that America's kind of craving that right now. But, it's time to move on.
Yeah, orange tigers.
And also, they're just the most beautiful creature in the world. So let's fucking leave them alone, please. Date card.
Trevor and Jamie.
You have any final thoughts on tigers?
I was just going to say Tiger King sucked.
Shut up.
Right place, right time.
Shut up. It did not suck.
Date card, Trevor and Jamie.
Contrary to Chris and Bree's date singing to a dead person and two divorcees, Jamie and Trevor are treated to the Grand Happy Gilmore. Their names are plastered on the digital screens of the T-Mobile Arena, and they get to play hockey where the Golden Knights themselves slap the puck around. Now this, if I was Bree and Chris and I saw this, I'd be irate. Irate. You put me in the same place as an apparition and a diabetes-riddled second marriage, and they got to go. It's just ridiculous.
Dylan, let me jump back to them falling all over themselves at seeing their names in the big lights. Mm-hmm. Hey, Fame Horse, some dwarf in a media office. It took him 2 seconds to press a few buttons on a keyboard to put the names up there. You didn't earn it.
It's the thought that matters.
Is it?
It's the thought that matters. So
the fact that arena is employing those little people, it warms my heart.
Yeah, it's inclusive and it is important. So they sit down to some Moscow mules and they talk about love. Now, I've said it a couple times, but this is the major flaw in The Bachelor. It's this emphasis on love that does not exist between these two people. It just can't exist between these two, let's just say, strangers. I don't think that anyone cares about this part of the show specifically. It's a 21-year-old girl and a guy with a bad voice being forced to say I love you to one another, and it's stupid.
It's 100% stupid, but I had to think, are they crafty little ones there? Because are they starting to pick up on how this all works at this point? I mean, they were slow learners out of the gate, getting thrown off the show when they're seeing, now they realize like, oh no, we need to double, triple down, falling in love. We got to sing in front of Diana Ross's son. Later.
Yeah.
Thank God someone told me who that was. Oh,
Yeah, it's Diana
I had
Ross's
no idea.
kid.
I got
Yeah.
some insight on him.
Yeah, I'll just step on it, but he, interesting fact about him, doesn't know how buttons work. Okay, so moving on to the next day. Oh,
Before this day, you mentioned Happy Gilmore. That was the first thing I thought of as well. And there's no doubt Trevor didn't see it. How did they not skate around and sing My Endless Love? It was a huge missed opportunity. It's a music show.
they were born in like 1996. I really don't think that they had any.
Trevor's our age.
Is he?
Yes, that's why it makes it so creepy.
Trevor, give up. Just fucking give up.
He might be 28, but he knows what Happy Gilmore is if he's a hockey guy.
My theory is these people are so malleable with their emotions and what they'll do to step over one another to sing in front of Diana Ross's son, right? That they'll be pushed to places that I don't think regular people could. So it's not Mickey this time, it's producer Todd. Todd goes over to Trevor and he says, hey, I'm the EP. You know what that means? EP stands for I can get all 3 remaining members of Sisters with Voices sucking your dick right now. Not only that, I got you on Summer Tour 2021 with Psychedelic Furs. What I need you to do right now is get Jamie's head on a platter. Or,
Pat, why do they have to kill the hatchet and decapitation?
I'm trying to give an example of how far these people will go to sing in front of Diana Ross's son.
It's very convoluted.
No, it's not. Haven't you seen The Dark Knight? At one point, the Joker, he breaks the pool stick, and he's like, one of you has a job. And he's like, kill each other. That's exactly what would happen.
Exactly.
Got it.
Kill her now, and I'll put you on tour as a co-headliner with Fastball 2022.
He's saying the Bachelor would just do it like the Joker just because they want to see chaos. You know?
I am so excited for the 14 people to get those references. So, Matt and Rudy head to see some live music. Now, the artists on stage, I think, are the kind of greats that Bree was talking about. It's Shaggy and the boys, you know. I don't have anything to say about this.
I do. Here's Matt talking about Shaggy.
That's so wild, dude. Shaggy up there on stage. I grew up on Shaggy and his music, you know, so I'm super happy.
Really, Matt? Name another song from Shaggy.
I was gonna go to Spotify and just click number 2 just to see what it was.
Let's do it.
That's crazy. Mr. Bombastic. Tell me fantastic. Catch me at the bub and go zoom, zoom, zoom. It came out years later. No one knew. And
No one does know that song.
that was he knows it. It was early 90s.
I don't
hit.
know.
No one knows
Call
that
me Mr.
song.
Fantastic, Mr. Bombastic.
He already did that.
But then he also had, and this was my personal favorite, and I thought another huge missed opportunity for them not to perform it later, is Angel. Girl, you're my angel.
That's a cover song.
It is, but they changed it. It was because they covered.
All right, so we have to move on.
I'm definitely not finished with Shaggy. Just because you didn't have thoughts on Shaggy does not mean Pat and I.
That's a
wanted
great
to move
point.
on-
That's a great
move
point.
on from Shaggy. I love Shaggy. My sister would come home from college right when Napster was a thing. She'd give me all these songs to download. I downloaded. It wasn't me. I grew up on Shaggy. I knew you were going to make fun of it when you wanted to pull this clip. That was me. So Matt, though he is dumb, he has incredible taste in music.
Well,
And what property, this is probably not relevant at all, did we talk about orgasmic meditation?
I think it was Below Deck.
Because my boss got into it, and the woman who brought him to orgasmic meditation.
Do you want to explain orgasmic meditation really quickly?
It's where you strangers meet up, and a guy is instructed how to finger a woman's clitoris, so
Yeah.
she gets off.
Under the guise of holistic, like healing and stuff like that. But we've talked about it. It's just a male whore.
But you use this term whore, but again, there is no currency being exchanged except the woman's gratification. He does not get paid.
I think insurance is billed.
I think these men get off later on the fact that they did get a woman off. But that is orgasmic meditation. The woman who introduced my boss to this was E.G. Daly, the voice of Tommy Pickles.
Oh my God, love E.G. She's so talented.
And she also played Feme's former partner in season 3, episode of 14 in Friends. And she sang the original Angel of the Morning. We're in a simulation. I'm done with Shaggy.
That's our deterministic whirlpool just crashing back around. It happens so often. Yes.
I will say that time it was a little more beautiful mind type connection I made.
Right,
rather than before it was like, yeah, I just saw like.
Did you say beautiful mind?
The movie.
They sit down for a chat, and this makes me sad because I don't think there's a lot going on here other than a person being forced to put themselves out there. I don't know what Mickey is going to do to Matt and or his family, but kind of concerned for him because he is not giving in.
Well, he's not giving in. I don't know if this is a direct quote or something, but like she says, Rudy tells Matt, "Hey, I love you," and she's waiting for him to say, "I love you" back. Instead, he tells her she's courageous.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I don't even think the jizz is dry from the night before. I mean,
Whoa.
cough up, I'm falling for you or something. You don't just bang a girl and then the next day don't drop her something.
That's 100% right. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's cold, man.
Be a little heroic. Be a good man.
Yeah.
You know.
I said sunflowers to my girlfriend's work after the first night we made love.
Exactly. You don't want her to feel like a whore. Imagine if you put on the note, "You're courageous."
Oh no. Oh, no. What's left on the note?
That's it.
Oh, God, I thought it was going to...
Yeah, she wants like, "Great night." You say, "You're courageous."
Oh, I thought you were going to say something really,
from
really
it
crass.
what you will.
I'm actually feeling bad about what I said about Matt being dumb. A couple times I've just realized he's not that dumb. He had a really fun tweet last night, which you can see if you go to the Another Bachelor Podcast Instagram page. It's a new thing we're doing every Tuesday night. I've tried to do it before, but I lack consistency. It's called Fantasy Tweets. It's a little Twitter roundup of just all the funny tweets from about the shows.
That is
Bachelor
so
Nation.
much fun.
Yeah, fantasy tweets.
That's hilarious.
Matt tweeted, "Hey Matt, this is future Matt. Say anything but you're courageous."
Can we get to the next day?
Let's get to the next day. Next day.
So mommy and baby Ryan go on a date, and did we get a date card for this
Nope.
at all? Okay, so that's not a good sign, and also not a good sign. This has nothing to do with music.
He mentioned the date card. He said it said "time to dig deep." We never saw it.
Still, though, it's not good when they don't show it. And sorry to don another tinfoil cap here, but this had nothing to do with music. I think that they were tired of baby Ryan. I think that they were absolutely tired of baby Ryan. Maybe even mommy. I think they told mommy, "Take that fucking mic out of that stand." We'll get there. We'll get there.
Oh man,
We'll get there.
that's sabotage, right?
They were tired of baby.
I have a hot take.
Yeah.
I think. So we've named her mommy Natasha, not just because she is old, but because she is also dating Ryan, who is much younger.
Yeah, he's a baby.
We just talked about how Jamie and Trevor are younger. The first two couple that we saw meet each other was Ryan and Jamie.
Right.
They sat down, they had a talk, they enjoyed each other's company. I think that was the plan all along. Those two were supposed to be the stars, and then Trevor made that Hail Mary where he told Jamie he was going to go home unless she picked her, and she got swept off her feet, and
so it goes.
and so it goes.
Yeah.
And now we have no couple that
good.
you really like, oh, they're like a star. But if this was Jamie and Ryan or Natasha and Trevor even, I feel like that would just fit better.
Yeah, the problem is that Ryan sucks at singing, but he is like, they are the Wonder Bread that America, really wants. I mean, we can talk about,
Yeah, we don't want 33-year-old people, no matter how good their ass is.
Right. Well, if only baby Ryan was a little bit better. So the songs get dropped. Do you want to do a little roll call of what they're doing? I didn't
Forgive me, I only caught half of them.
I didn't expect you to. I didn't expect you to. It's perfect. Baby Ryan and mommy get that, and for some reason he's like, enough. I want to change it up entirely. I want it to sound like a Carlos Santana song.
What kind of narcissist changed a song that's called Perfect?
Great. And by Queen Bee. I mean, don't fuck. Hey, who the fuck are you, baby Ryan? Chris and Bree get some Elvis Presley song.
Can't help but falling in love.
Lady Antebellum is for Jamie and Trev. And the ultimate winners of this competition get the song of the sad, sad film that led to this show. Now, Shallow, performed by the great Bradley Cooper and Lady Gaga, is a blank canvas for those strong enough to pick up the brush. If you've got the chops, this song just explodes. It's a trampoline for those who can hit the notes. And my friends Pat and Nick, Rudy could hit those notes.
Certainly she could. That song, the bridge, especially when she's like, whoa,
keep going, and stop.
Yeah, it sets it up for that epic slam dunk.
It's such a great song.
That being said, I never want to hear it again.
I don't know. I mean,
I haven't seen the movie. It's not played out to me.
it's painful for me because I saw the movie. I listened to this song so many times, and it's a guilty pleasure of mine, but I listened to it so many times in anticipation for this movie because I was so excited about it. Little did I know that the film was going to be so unbelievably bad. So bad. Anyways, and he kills himself in the end. So let's get...
There's no denying that Rudy just destroyed this, but there's something about the power in Natasha's voice that I really would have loved her to have a crack at it. I think the finale should have been they all sing it.
It's less consistent than Rudy.
Are we going to, like, the daytime, they're just all practicing the songs?
Let's go straight to the performances.
Well, before we get there, when Matt and Rudy are doing the song, they're practicing at some rehearsal hall. Did you catch some weird little frog-looking guy came out from the back to criticize?
I kind of appreciate that guy because he has no bias in this. He's there to help everyone get better. And he really was like, guys, what's going on?
Yeah.
We've been here before, you two. There's something going on with you two.
My issue was just, who is this guy? Where did he come from? I haven't seen him before. Who should we listen to him? I don't know.
He's Frogman Teacherman Mr. G.
Did they explain him?
No.
Oh, because I like you, Pat. I thought this man just walked off the street. Why was security not grabbing him? He looked disheveled and a little confused.
The part where Matt was like, "Who are you?" and Rudy was like, "Yeah, who are you?" That hit the cutting room floor, and Mickey was just like, "Fucking ignore it. Answer his question."
Night date.
This is where Chris introduces himself as Chris Harrison, leaves out his middle name, but he does say this thing where Lady Gaga has performed some of her most intimate shows here. I just don't understand.
Someone should have yelled from the back of the audience and said, "Who gives a fuck?"
Or bizarre. This whole A Star Is Born thing is bizarre.
Are you making this up as you go along?
Okay, so they really pulled out the stops for the guest judges tonight. We've got Ari Lyondike and Boren Lauren, the 2x4, the door that she is. Beautiful dress, though.
Well, hold on. Let's hear what she had to say.
And for new listeners, we've been doing that bit for a very long time.
And I will say, I heard that too, Pat, and I thought she came across great there. She's become so much more eloquent since she left the show.
Yeah, and I had no idea that she would be as insightful as she was. So also, if we could just get away from Boren Lauren for a second, we've got Pat Monahan from Meet Virginia and Ashley Simpson and Diana Ross's son.
That's who that was? That was Ashley Simpson?
What, did you think I was fucking around for the last hour?
I heard you say Ross. I heard
Diana Ross is, but
I didn't know they were married.
Yeah. I saw him at Laurel Tavern the other week.
Did you? My wife follows them on the Instagram so she can look at their kid. My wife is obsessed with their child.
Why is she obsessed with their child?
My wife does weird things.
That is such a concerning part of her character.
Little fun info about where this Evan came from, though.
Yeah.
This was Diana Ross's third marriage. This is like the late 80s. Get this. The guy was like a oil magnate. Billionaire, so she marries him to cash in.
Oh, wow.
This is the only kid she has with him. The guy goes rock climbing 2 years later, fucking falls to his death and dies.
The dad?
All the money. Huh?
The dad?
Yeah.
I don't know how many times like I can think this when I hear about people rock climbing. Why?
At least do a top rope.
Just stop doing it.
Don't ever do free climbing like that weirdo that is free.
He's a psychopath.
Dylan, you don't understand that people who do it, they're addicted. They have a disease. They're not going to stop until they hit rock bottom.
Don't laugh like that at that. Don't laugh like that at that. Okay, so.
Oh, I have some thoughts on this.
Yes.
So there's only one judge up there, and that's Pat Moynihan. The guy's been a rock star for 25 years. Go back and look at Train's catalog. I know you think they just have those 3 hits. Wonderful records.
A magnificent band. Obviously, we've got Drops of Jupiter. We've got Me Virginia. We've got the. I mean, those are
that was 10 years after the original.
I know. How many bands?
Who would have seen that coming?
How many bands can do that? I mean, many bands don't even get past the sophomore slump. I mean, Train is a fantastic group.
So when he judged them, I was like, hey, listen to the man over here. He knows what he's talking about.
Absolutely. So before we move on, I just want to say that I don't know if I would be the man I am today without the love story of Ashley and Ryan Cabrera on that reality. I'm sick and tired of this world. I mean, it was such a seminal television program when I was a young man. And also remember, no one knew what acid reflux was before Ashley Simpson put it on the map.
I was very familiar with it. My grandma suffered from it. I remember when Zantac 75 became, it was prescription only, and then it became over the counter, and my grandma was stoked. I was like 7.
It's so weird. I have it written down here that when Ashley Simpson did do that thing on SNL, and the acid reflux just bubbled to the top of the zeitgeist, the pharmaceutical industry just pounced on that kind of medication. It's not a real thing. Just eat right. I mean, your grandma probably, they're just rare incidents. I mean, it's not a real thing. Just eat right.
Oh, I have no doubt it was my grandma's affinity for spicy food that was causing her some of her
it probably
troubles.
was.
She would take extreme ownership over it, but the fact is she liked her spice and she had a pill for it.
Your grandma loves tapatio. Are you fucking kidding right now?
What?
Does your grandma really like spicy food?
Nah.
Okay. I was very confused.
I don't think she's more opposed. I think she's neutral.
So, Brie and Chris. First up, it seems like the mouse fired a warning shot or two into the ground because the couples are really like hamming the love up this week. There's lots of face touching. God, does it make me want to fucking throw up. But Drops of Jupiter, absolutely loved it.
Oh, yeah. Well, yes. But they got in line because Mickey, I guess, handed them a note, and it says, stare at each other equals passion. Sharing a microphone means passion. And then the list goes on.
Right.
So all they had to do was read that before they went on stage. They know exactly what to do.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, what is there to say? These people make me want to throw up. You want to Jamie Trevor? You want to talk about a little wrinkle in the playbook. Hold your partner like she's got a child on the way. It's a new one. The way that he was cradling her from behind, it looked like they were taking baby pictures. It was so fucking weird.
That's not the way you show passion. I agree. That came across as creepy. I hope that's not in the book. If it is, they should.
I saw the list. It wasn't on there.
Smart.
It wasn't?
No.
Again, people not utilizing the list.
I thought that Trevor and Jamie were actually pretty great. Ari said that it was playful and goofy. And guys, who doesn't want to see that in a couple?
I agree. Hey, did you notice how fat Ari's getting? He's getting depressed now. He's stuck with that girl. America will hate him if he divorces her because he gave her a baby. So now he's just sitting at home, just plowing away at the carbs. I bet he's going to be at least 250 next time we see him.
I mean, I guess I didn't really look closely enough here, but he just posted some pictures on Instagram. He's allowing himself to go gray a little bit.
Yeah.
Lauren gave him a quarantine haircut. It looked really nice. He looked young. He had some facial hair. I thought it was quite the improvement from old Arno.
How many pints of dryers did he have in the background there? Right, Pat? Yeah. Fat ass. Obese he is. Okay, so next up is Mommy and Baby Ryan. Now, this performance... Didn't say that word, right? Starts off okay, but there's two main problems. Ryan takes a good 40 or so bars to quietly get his rhythm guitar going. And then Mommy, for some reason, takes the mic from the stand. Oh, third is he's not good at guitar.
Right.
Wow, they fell off a cliff.
As a musician, Dylan, when I saw Mommy take that microphone off the stand from him,
Yeah.
My brain was just scrambled.
Right.
I was like, why is she doing this?
Right.
His hands are busy.
Yeah, very busy. And the handing it back to her, and he's like, hold this bitch. And then he moonwalks down the aisle with his ass towards the judges. This guy does not have it. He doesn't have it.
If I may, I know we probably have a lot of thoughts. I could spend 45 minutes on this performance alone. Okay, so I think we touched on this. They chose to take an existing song that everybody loves, and then they just got to mix it up.
Right.
For fun. Let's just mix it up.
Don't do that. You're not good enough.
No, you're not. And it doesn't work. It doesn't work. When you tinker with a song that everyone loves, we resent it, especially when you slow it down and you add all the other things to it that would make it more horrible.
Yeah.
So they did that. The other thing they did is, all right, so you know I like Mommy's voice. She sings like a fucking angel.
Yeah.
Except tonight, she sounded like a fucking Billy Goat.
That's what I'm saying. It's not consistent enough. Mommy really shit the bed on this one. And I was like, who would have thought that Mommy would have been the one to blow this partnership up? I was sure that Baby Ryan was going to be the nail in her coffin in this competition. But it was Mommy.
This made no sense. Why'd they play it so safe? Drinking their own goddamn juice is my theory.
Yeah, a little too confident. I'll say Ari says something very poignant at the end of their performance, kind of in the vein of Zoolander. I felt like it was a performance. And I also felt like it was a performance.
Yogi Berra would be proud.
Yeah, and I do think that we should take a moment. We haven't said it as a podcast, but rest in peace, Jerry Stiller.
Hey, can I touch?
Do you want to share your favorite Jerry Stiller moment?
I don't really have any. He was wonderful on...
what did I say in the text thread? I said, have your favorite Jerry Stiller memory.
I was mad I didn't bring mine.
I was mad, so I just skipped through the thread because we were arguing at that time.
All right, fine.
Hey, Dylan, with that point, with you saying, people, it's being a performance. No shit, Sherlock, Ari. Now, he's what, 40 or something? He should know that. That's what people do. They go up there and they put on a performance. The first time I realized this, I was 10. I went to see the band Kiss. And Paul Stanley leans down and he goes, "This is the best crowd I've ever had."
Yeah.
And I left that place on cloud nine, being part of the best crowd that was ever there for Kiss.
Yep.
Talked my mom into buying a ticket for Saturday night, the next night. Yeah. I go back.
Yeah.
Paul Stanley tells the crowd, "This is the best crowd we've ever played for." I was like, I bet he says this every night. He was performing.
Yeah, star child, more like filthy liar child.
Have you entertained the thought that possibly everybody had your exact same thought from the night before, and it was in fact the exact same audience, so he was not lying?
Do you ever think about that idiot? No, I had that same kind of crashing reality type of moment. Don't judge me, but Kings of Leon is one of my all-time favorite bands. I mean, they have just completely capitulated. And yeah, I saw in interviews with Caleb saying, I just want to write the next hit. And, they never thought like that. And it's just so sad to see what's happened to that band. But I went to go see them two times in 2 nights. And he said, my mom's in the crowd tonight. Everybody give a round of applause for her. And then the very next night, he said, my dad's in the crowd tonight. And it wasn't as it's
big, similar.
It wasn't as big of a lie, but it was a play.
It was a play to the crowd.
It was a play, and you could see it. It wasn't spontaneous. It was a move.
It was a performance.
It was a performance. And I want to apologize for everybody if this stays in for that taking so long. All right, so let's get to the crescendo of the night. Yes?
I just wanted to say the time that my bubble was burst. Yeah. No, I'm just kidding. I don't have one, but if I think of one, I'm going to say it because that's not fair.
All right, next up is Rudy and Matt. I mean, Rudy is the GOAT of Bachelor Presents Colon Listen to Your Heart. She crashes through the surface of this performance. She picked up the aforementioned brush and she painted a fucking masterpiece. And I will end the metaphors now and let you guys give your thoughts.
What could be said has already been spoken. Dylan, she hit it out of the fucking park. The girl can sing. She's got pipes. She's got the performance. She's got the moves. Well, she has the face of a dying...
Didn't need to do that, though.
Right. You're wrong. That's right. I'm wrong to do that. She sang great, and she's the most talented singer aside from Mommy. But Mommy, I don't want to get ahead of myself.
Mommy, they can't hold the candle to her.
It is unfortunate, the glass ceiling that is...
Willy Wonka?
I don't know how to say it. No, she just has a glass ceiling because of her looks.
Yeah. Although we're starting to lean towards liking frumpy girls. Look at Adele.
That's true.
Stop it. I don't like the way that this conversation is going. And I will say, lastly and finally, Billie Eilish is beautiful and you're absolutely wrong. So,
frumpy who got popular a little before Adele, even Kelly Clarkson. She was kind of a sweetheart.
That's true. That's true.
She really just did not give a fuck. She threw caution to the wind.
Another kind of frumpy musical artist, B.B. King.
Well, he's a guy. We get to be fat.
Isn't that just shameful?
I didn't create that standard.
Isn't that so fucking disgusting?
That was not me.
Isn't that so disgusting?
I just
B.B.
live in the.
King
I
can
live in the
waddle his bruised ass onto a stool and just play the most magical guitar you've ever heard, but so disgusting looking, you know?
I think we've now gotten to a point, and maybe it was true back then because BB King, you either have to, if you're fat, you either have to have a ton of soul or be funny. You can't just be a sloppy fat guy.
Okay, so
That's
I'll
not gonna
say
do you
again,
well.
Matt is so lucky that he has her, and I will say credit to him for not hurting her chances in this competition. I think the three of us can agree that we want to see her win, right? I mean,
I don't care really, to be honest.
correct answer. I'm happy that he did not dole out the kind of talent that Baby Ryan did. You know, he's keeping them afloat. He's not hurting her. He's allowing her to shine. So let's get to the Rosies.
Oh, rose ceremony.
Pat.
Well, I could just rifle off all the people that are staying, but why don't I just say who goes home? Mommy and her son.
Why didn't you do the thing you said first?
Yeah, I want to hear who's left.
You want to hear who's left?
He's really checking out. Come on, Pat. One more episode.
The finale, baby. Come on.
Roll call.
This is your passion.
Here's who's staying. Jamie and Trevor, Rudy and Matt, and Bree and Chris. 3 couples left, and the mommy and the kid are going home. And this was kind of fun because I guess this was taped 2 months ago. I forget. I think it was the kid. He says he's ready to continue this journey with mommy.
Yeah.
Sure you are.
Well, sure he is. She's never going to talk to this guy again. And in that vein, I had written down that I'm excited to see them make music together in the future. Again, it was just so shocking that mommy was the one that screwed it up. But anyone who knows this franchise could have seen the last and final act of this episode coming. There's that word. The only place this finale could have ever been was Nashville, Tennessee. The place where all of these fucking bozos go to, I don't know, wait out irrelevancy. I'm not sure what they're doing there because they're not talented. I don't understand. Do they like barbecue? What's going on?
Following this pattern to its logical conclusion, the last scene will be in a closet.
Right. What?
I don't know. Where does he hang himself? I always picture people hanging in closets.
Well, I think it was different in the Chris Christopherson one.
Yeah.
But in the new one, he's in a garage and he hangs himself in there. There's a dog outside the garage scratching at the door.
Can I take that one again then?
Oh, sure. Yeah, take it again.
So if we draw this out to its logical conclusion, the final scene of the show will happen in a garage with a dog scratching outside the window.
All right. So should we get to the post-credit scene really quickly? I just think that Jim, the purveyor of this hotel, I don't know if purveyor is the right word, but he's a filthy fucking liar because he says that there's nobody in the hotel but the ghosts. And he knows that Shitface is in a room in the furthest corner of the hotel, ravaging 2 women that he has bought and paid for. All right, so that's the end of the episode. Guys, we will be back next week to break down the grand finale of The Bachelor Presents Colon Listen to Your Heart. Hop on over to Patreon if you would like to hear us break down Juan Pablo's season of The Bachelor. And guys, if you don't do it, Pat's going to quit the show.
I got one more show me and I'm quitting.
So hop over there. We also do Below Deck if you're interested. There's also plenty of video content, and all of our interviews with the cast members of this franchise will be over there. We've also got a very exciting piece of content coming up. That is the Fennel or Baby Carrot Challenge, wherein Nick and Pat will blindfolded try to differentiate between a bulb of fennel and a baby carrot. Tune in.
This is, in fact, another podcast network's version of Tony Khabib, Mayweather, Pacquiao.
Okay,
but I'm telling you, it's going to happen.
You don't have to talk about combat sports. That's it for me.
In there.
I'm Dylan saying goodbye. Nick, say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Pat, say goodbye.
Bye, guys.